Review.
On the question of corruption, we shouldn't be in denial that while DCI started very well, and I can mention him, George Kinoti, and while DPP started very well, Nordin Haji, they have been weaponized. And it is open secret, is in black and white, that BBI and handshake has been converted into a sanitizer deodorant. If you are accused, you are arrested, you go to certain offices and you sing BBI, your cases are either withdrawn or they go to court. I'm telling you, we can, as politicians, say any other thing, but the commoner and even the elite, we all share one knowledge that BBI had shake, and that's why some of us have taken a position to reverse the support.
Because we had seen you as a very strong supporter of the BBI.
Yes, and on November 2019, a day before they went to Bomas to launch, I received the report from the Secretariat, from Ambassador Kimani and from Dr. Karau, and from other government offices. When I read through the report, and I saw that it had fallen short of the expectations we had put, addressing issues of TJRC, issues of the Dongo report, the Crow report that reflects on the looting of Kenya and the Moi regime. I wrote a statement that I sent to all media houses through my Twitter account and also through WhatsApp, and I said, BBI has fallen short of expectations.
Okay. And
on corruption, it is good to admit that BBI at handshake today is a deodorant. If you are smelling, stinking smelling, you touch BBI, you sing BBI.
I think you've made your point.
Tomorrow, somebody accused of corruption.
No, but in the document.
And you look, even in terms of political affiliation.
Order.
No, I think
I've given you ample time.
No.
So how do we move forward with an economy that has, Honorable Maura, because
yes,
there is a plan clearly from Saturday moving forward to popularize the BBI, whether in Mount Kenya or beyond.
Yes.
With an economy that was struggling pre-corona, that is now struggling as well.
Yes.
Unemployment, I think no one can deny it.
Yes.
Debt, no one can deny it as well. What's the plan to ensure that these are the concerns, and we've been told many times here, we can walk and chew gum at the same time, or the government can walk and chew gum, to address them, even as the BBI remains a priority?
I think, first of all, why we need the BBI is actually to stabilize the political order in this country, and also strengthen the institutions that we are talking about, including that of corruption, whereby if you have a corruption case, when it goes to court, it takes a very short time. It is there specified. And the good news from the presentation by my old friend and brother, Kabando, and the other people who might also fight the BBI, nobody has come out to say or pinpoint what is wrong with the document itself. No. That's why when we are presenting it to Kenyans, you go by clause 1, 2, or Article 1, 2, 3 until you finish. You will find nobody is fighting the document. They are fighting either those who are presenting it, they are talking about the timing, about the economy and other things, and those who are, we are insisting there is no right time. There has to be a time, and that time is now. That is my belief.
My question then was, so how, you've answered the question of why BBI is important right now, but my question is, all these other concerns, don't you see how they make it easy to counter the BBI? As many Kenyans say, we have many other issues that are very important to us right now, and we're not sure we see that correlation. How do you respond to those who are asking that question? And so those are some of the tweets that are coming in.
I want to thank you actually for raising that question, because the way it is being framed, the opponents of BBI, they don't want to tell you what is there which is wrong or toxic to you as a citizen. They just want to say it is a bad idea. It's the wrong time. This is not good. Let us talk about the economy. They talk extraneous issues around it without addressing it. And that is why it is going to win the support of Kenyans when the message reaches out to them what BBI is. Because after Saturday, what we are going to do is we are going to roll out documents explaining what is in that every article, and people will now decide They will not decide on that thing of being told because Maore amesoma na amekwambia ni mbaya, ukubali hiyo ni mbaya. It is you as a citizen, what is in it for me? What resources are being allocated? If Meru County from 8 billion today, it's going to get 14 billion. If a ward fund is going to be created, or if we get additional constituencies, like we are going to get maybe one in South Imenti and Imenti Central, and the Gembe Central. When we get those ones, that is 200 million from CDF alone every year, which will be there. Whether there is problem or not, the money will be there for the CDF. So I think what we need to understand is when we reach Saturday, it will be at the day of beginning of how the region, because that is where BBI has been fought more than any other region anyway. If you go to the other parts of the country, there's no problem.
Let me ask you one last question before I allow Kabando to come in. One viewer has texted in and said, Honorable Maure is saying, what specific issues might some people have with the BBI? He's raised two. I want you to respond to them right now.
Yes.
For him, his concern is he doesn't understand the rationale for the positions being suggested.
Yes.
That's one.
Which one? That is it.
If any extra Prime Minister,
the Prime Minister,
Deputy Prime Minister proposed, he doesn't understand the rationale for that. Second of all, from what he's read so far, and maybe he's even read earlier BBI documents, maybe not even the Constitution Amendment Bill, no cure for corruption.
Yes.
He says, I still don't get a sense that that is being addressed. Maybe talk to us about that then.
I'll tell you the cure for corruption when it comes is what we've been doing. The institutions have failed us. But I can tell you people who are involved in corruption, they never walk with a straight face in the streets of Nairobi, for example. I can tell you that. They are named and shaped that way. Secondly, the time frame. You know, you can have a corruption case for running for 10, 15 years, and the people just even usually forget what you did. And then the first question, the one is talking about possessions. 2007, 2008, post-election violence when it happened. We under president, we under deputy president, vice president, sorry, we under prime minister, and the two deputy prime ministers. So I do not get the story of which other possessions he's talking about. Additional.
Those are positions he's trying to understand. Why bring them back?
No, they were there that time. And this time they will capture a wider network of the political stakeholders who are usually used to cause this political unrest that we always face every 5 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me read some of your feedback. This is what some of you are saying. Then I'll get some thoughts. Kabando, I'm coming to you. Walia Mohammed saying, political debt that Mount Kenya people seem to owe everyone. How are they going to service it? Some of the political creditors should give the poor Mount Kenya folks political debt relief. Difficult times. Okay. One or two more, I believe. Moses Anetti says, sometimes things fall apart and the center cannot hold. A quote from Tino. Agumba Kagumba says, let the president put his house in order if he means success for the BBI. Otherwise, opponents will take advantage and chest stamp over the fallouts. All right. Are those okay? I think so. I have one more. It's Kipleting. Why change constitution in the middle of a pandemic? Why don't we have the government inject BBI money for economic recovery post COVID-19. Okay, those are some of your thoughts tonight. I'll also read some of the SMSs, but Kabando, I know you've been patiently waiting to respond. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, I've seen that good comment from an economist who publishes very good opinions, including today Walia Mohammed.
Okay.
Is a senior advisor, Uko Saudi. He was a alumni of University of Nairobi, one of the best. Now, political debt. There isn't any political debt. I read today and I heard on the radio Raila talking about political debt. You know, if you support Wahiga for presidency, you don't support the peasants down there. The peasants of Central Kenya, of Somali community, of coast and everywhere, they are all equal. But let me come to, so we cannot now say, because I supported Kibaki, the peasant in Mokuruini who is being exploited, the peasant in a Meru who is being exploited or is suffering owes you something.
This is I think, and if I had that interview right, he was saying,
yes,
for those who are moving around saying the region owes the deputy president political debt, then I am owed even then longer
all
standing.
Those debts.
I think that was what he was responding to.
Are nonsensical, they are unjustified, they are supposed or they are designed to criminalize and stigmatize a community. Hence, even the statement that was made by the president about the two communities leading, we are living in very unfortunate times and desperate times.
So you disagree? You disagree with that statement?
Completely, I disagree with it completely, vehemently, because it is wrong. You cannot inherit and alienate a community because you come from it, or another community because you don't come from it. Every Kenyan deserves a chance, and deserves a chance because it is a right and a basic right. Let me come to only one point about Mauka's point. You know, I love this. Oh my, there's confusion. Saturday, we are going to get the direction. Oh my, we are going to teach people about what BBI means. And then you are bravando here. We have 4 million signatures. People who do not know what BBI stands for signed 4 million. That is exactly when you talk about fraud. When we are saying that you cannot appreciate that 14 billion or whatever money can be used to put classrooms or buy masks or buy chalk for teachers or even upgrade NHIF to cover more people, universal health care. Nyeri, Kisumu, Machakos and Isiolo were the pilot counties. It is totally collapsed. There's no universal health care in my county and those other counties. It is one of the big four. Manufacturing, I don't know what is happening unless we are told. This is what we said in Sagana 1 about reviving through Kenya Industrial Estate Incubations. Therefore, for Mauka and his friends, and we are going to meet in Sagana because we'll be there, we want the country to know.
Have you been, you've been invited?
I am a former MP. If you are inviting delegates, how many former MPs come?
Okay.
I'll be there.
Okay, go ahead.
And they lock me in the gate. And I'm telling you, I want to see when we convene in Sagana, the president sitting there, listening to we, the leaders, particularly the governors, our senators, our members of parliament, our MCAs. We want them to have the front row. We don't want a scenario, Mauka, where we go there and the president speaks for 45 minutes. People who are not elected by the people who have no legitimacy politically speaking, we want the president to hear us speaking. The people of Nyeri select 5 people. Therefore,
although you said people who have not been elected, you then guilty of that?
We are giving them.
Okay, so you
I've given them. They must have the priority. We have
give elected leaders priority. Is what you're saying.
I am one of those who say, no matter what the way or method, once you're out of leadership, the person who is in leadership should occupy the front seat and you give the backup. The fact that we are not talking about the big 4. How many housing projects? Where are the Nyeri dams? 4 of them that we proposed. Where is the memorandum that we gave on Saturday, the 6th of February 2016, to the president at the Nyeri caucus after the meeting in the previous day? Waihiga, Maura. They are heavy issues. And I want him to political survival.
Yes.
And the countdown is not about Uhuru telling the Kikuyus or the Merus what to do. The countdown is crushing corruption and impunity and ensuring the political pretense and hypocrisy and conmanship that is existing within BBI. And the conversion of handshake into a deodorant for impunity and corruption is done.
You've made your point. Mauka.
I think I want to appreciate actually the way if you want to fight BBI, you fight things that are not related to it. Like the individuals moving it, or like a messenger bringing it, or if it is Maura bringing it. At least for now, we are sure there's no problem with the BBI. 2, we need the issue of whereby leaders, we need to allow people to read that document and make a decision. When they make the decision, they will be voting in that referendum.
We read it fast.
Today they have started a journey to go to the counties. No, you are going to read.
We read fast.
Yes, I'm asking
sure everybody has a document. Because what we have now, it has gone to the counties from tomorrow. It has been written to all the speakers of the 47 county assemblies by the IEBC. They took the 1 million signatures and actually 1.14, and with that journey now began, it will come back to the National Assembly, and then we will start now the campaigns full blast for the referendum in sometime in June. Now, what we need to understand, we need to plead with the leaders, not to allow themselves to channel the Wananchi's views. Wananchi, you can say you support it and keep quiet there, but you don't have to say you have the right direction for it. Let Wananchi decide that's why it is a referendum. If it is for a leader like me, I would wait for it in Parliament and make the decision there.
So why Sagana?
Then, lastly, Sagana, we need you to respect the president. We need you to understand that we need his guidance. We need you that hiyo madharau yote imetokea because of that kind of attempted incitement I talked about when we started. And the president is coming out clearly to state and give direction to his people. And it is the people now to decide.
Okay. Although as the president, some would say his people are the nation of Kenya. But my last question to both of you, and this is a parting shot, is the reason that devolution came into play, the dispensation that we are in of devolution, was to remove all the attention from the man or the woman that would occupy the top seat and all the focus on that. We have a situation where we have MPs with CDF, there's equalization fund, and all these structures that are put in place that all attention is not on just one person. And yet, here today, we've spent the last, I would say, 40 minutes or so talking about the move by one person and the government to have that meeting as well. What does that tell us about our attempt to devolve power? Where are we with that? Kabando.
Let me first say,
so that it doesn't matter where a president
the argument that those who are opposed to the BBI as it is don't have reasons is wrong. If you go to my Twitter account, at Wakabando, you'll see that consistently, not only me, many other people have published, even here, even on YouTube. So let's respect that debate is with content. Number two, yes, you see what they have been doing and what we have been doing ourselves is to say Mount Kenya is under attack, right? Then we say the president is not being respected. I want to ponder a question.
And I hope you'll also answer my question once you ponder that question.
Yes, in his twilight years, how many Kikuyu said that they were convening because they were not respecting Jomo Kenyatta? When Moi was living in 2002, how many people in his birthplace of Kalejin community, from Baringo all the way to Elgeyo-Marakwet, convened to say, you must respect the president? He actually influenced the 2002 elections. And in 2013, did we ever meet in Nyeri or Mount Kenya region to say that Mwai Kibaki was not being respected? We are using intimidation and blackmail and coercion to tell those people who are criticizing BBI as presently constituted and the shenanigans and the cacophony that is accompanying this deception that they are disrespecting the president.
Okay, I'm hoping you'll answer my question now.
We are focusing on top.
Yes.
So much.
Why are we in a devolved system like we have?
We are focusing so much on top because of inability to do electoral justice. If the 2017 elections, you know, we don't speak very much. If the 2017 elections were not as violent and there was not as massive rigging as there was, because there was rigging both at the presidential level and other levels, all right, will not have made the concessions that people are making now. And because of that confusion precipitated by electoral malpractice, which we accused IBC of, at which IBC now we are intimidating, and within 48 hours out of a letter from the Secretary of BBI, they can print names and say even in detail and all that. Yet we talk about the competencies we are talking about there. And you see, the original idea of inclusivity, one of the 9 points, was where there will be an architecture, a structure, where people would constitute political parties or coalition before elections, they go. But now you are talking about even appointing people from opposite parties on your choice, and if rejected twice by parliament, you can just pick. We are creating an unimportant, all-powerful presence through BBI. Instead of anchoring devolution, we are taking Kenya to the era of totalitarianism, where corruption ruled.
Okay.
Okay?
Which was my question again, and Maoka, maybe you can come in on this one as well. Yeah. Devolution.
Yes.
Again, supposed to take all the focus away from the executive. What do we need to do so that we won't be sitting here another 4 years before another election and having a discussion like this?
If you focus on the issues that are specifically about the resource allocation, that is the major pillar. That's actually devolution is about resources. You don't have to worry who is there for you to get your resources. If you want to focus on the representation, which also is intertwined with the resources allocation and the sharing, you will not also see much of a gap in this BBI. BBI addresses devolution, it strengthens devolution, it doubles, actually more than it doubles, the resources that are supposed to go to devolved units. And as I had explained earlier about the way we have been as Mount Kenya region since independence, I've not had my brother criticize that. The issues he's talking about in Nyeri County, if you get the population of Nyeri County, if you were to be fair, they would lose almost 3 constituencies. But we left the way it is.
Wrong.
No, just go and do your statistics. I know you are a man who does your figures, right?
I do them.
I agree with you.
Please respect
Kenny, I understand with you, Kenny has been having a larger population. Ask him to talk about Mukurweini. Ask him to talk about Tetu. Ask him to talk about the Nyeri town. Or ask him to talk about the... I think...
You see, those who benefit...
Let him finish.
No, it's not about benefiting. Yeah. I'm telling you, the population in a county is what was being clustered together, and then you split the constituency in a county. So what I'm saying, or what in conclusion, because we are saying we are concluding with the story of devolution, it is in this document that you can use this devolution to save the country and also save the region.
Gentlemen, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen on Saturday. At least, oh, my guests have already stood here now. Hold on a minute, let me finish the show and then we'll wrap this up. We will have to wait and see what will happen on Saturday. At least for you, Mauka, we are sure you'll be there. Kabando says he'll be there as well. I'm not sure.
I will be there.
You'll be there.
And I'll go with a big delegation.
My goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be following Citizen TV.